Now, moving into part 2 here, I just skipped a whole chunk of area that there was actually some interesting stuff in between, but I didn't have time to cover that in this video. So you can see this guy. Remember this guy, because he's going to come up later on in the video. But anyways, as I'm walking here, there's this section of wall that suddenly makes the footpath super narrow. I guess it was built after the footpath was. And then on the right side, there's just this mound of trash. But anyways, coming back to that guy, I was wondering, where is he going? Where is he? Because there's a railroad, right, kind of intersecting the road. And I was wondering, how is he going to get past this railroad? Well, it turns out he's going to go underneath it. And so there's this tunnel, which obviously is meant for scooters and I guess four-wheelers, three-wheelers, I'm not really sure, but actually pedestrians are using this tunnel as well. And of course, there's no footpath here. So everyone is just sharing the space, sharing the road. And it doesn't look that dangerous during the daytime, but can you imagine using this in the nighttime, right? When it's completely dark, and obviously there's no lights in the tunnel, right? So you just have to like hope that nobody hits you as you're walking through this tunnel. So I thought, what happens at night? What happens when people don't want to go through this tunnel? Well, if you're not going to go under the railroad, then I guess the only other option is for you to go over it, right? And so I decided to figure out what that part looks like. And that's actually where I discovered the secret footpath. And I'll show you in a second here. So I'm heading up to the top of this flyover, and you can actually see this is where the train goes underneath the flyover. But then look at this. Suddenly there is a footpath here. I just don't know what they were thinking. Like, what is this doing here, right? Because to get to this like footpath, you can't, like, there's no footpath leading to this footpath. You have to walk on the side of the road to get to this footpath. And then it's the same thing on the other side. The footpath just kind of ends, and then you have to walk on the side of the road for quite a while before you reach another footpath. So it's basically a footpath island, right? And there's road on either side. Because no pedestrians are using this, there's weeds everywhere, there's trash everywhere. I don't even know if this is a footpath. I mean, maybe it's like a service area or something for people who are servicing the road or the railroad or so. I have no clue. It's completely bizarre. I just can't I can't wrap my head around what this is, or what is this doing here. And the fact that it's just kind of isolated at the top of this flyover. Leave a comment down below if you know what this is. Maybe this is common. Maybe every flyover has these kinds of sections and I'm just not aware of it. But anyways, this is the end of the footpath section. And you can see most people are not using this upper footpath, right? They're walking through this tunnel. You can see these ladies here just completed their journey through the tunnel. Now, I have to imagine that dozens, if not hundreds of people are using this tunnel on a daily basis to get from point A to point B, because there just is no footpath. This is the only way to get from one side of this railroad to the other. And this guy, obviously, he's got a cow, right? So he can't use the tunnel, so he's using the flyover instead. But that's really the end of this part 2 section.